You're now listening to I Signed a Marriage Contract with My Ex's Billionaire Boss. Episode 6. Don't skip episode 1, it all begins there. The offer. Emma's POV. There is something I have to tell you, I said to Brooke over the phone. I was feeling the burst of emotion rushing through my entire system. It wasn't that I had fallen in love. I just did something that everyone would call wild and crazy. What did you get yourself involved in again? Brooke asked. She was the only person who never condemned my actions. I promise, this one came calling. I only answered, I said with a wink, even though Brooke couldn't see it. Did you just wink right now? She asked, and I giggled. How would she be my best friend and not know things about me, even when we were not physically seeing each other? You caught me, I admitted. So tell me what you did. Brooke prompted. Do you remember my fake fiancé? I asked Brooke. The one you forced a ring into his finger? Brooke asked. I could also tell that she raised one of her eyebrows at me. He accepted it, Brooke. Not like I put a gun to his head and forced it into his finger. It just feels like he was standing right there, waiting for me, I said and giggled. Which is why I still feel something fishy about it. Emma, what man in his right mind would just accept a ring from a total stranger? Brooke asked worriedly. It is absurd and suspicious, she added. He is simply a man who is as crazy as I am, I shrugged and said. I am not a fan of Ryan anymore since you caught him cheating. But I can't wait to meet this new one, Brooke said. I knew without a doubt that no matter what, Brooke would take my side. The only reason we had remained friends all these years was because she always judged my choices and random decisions at first. But then, she would also turn around and support me in it. His name is Liam Stone, I said casually. I only told Brooke about sliding a ring into his finger, but I didn't give her the full details of everything. And now, I was about to blow her mind. Huh? Brooke asked. I thought that network was the reason she didn't hear me, so I repeated it. Liam Stone, I said, more loudly this time around. Then Brooke gasped in shock. What? I asked her. Do you mean Liam Stone, the CEO of the conglomeration of the Stone and Fickelman companies? Brooke asked, her voice already high with anticipation. Where Ryan works, yes, I answered. Then Brooke released her lungs and screamed in delight. Goodness. What is wrong with you? I asked Brooke, trying to protect my ears from going deaf. Are you planning on making me go deaf? I questioned her further. How could you just say his name so casually, Emma? Brooke scolded me. How do you mean? I asked her. You literally just called one of the wealthiest, most eligible bachelors in the city casually as though we are talking about Ryan, Brooke said. Her voice was still filled with so much excitement that I began to wonder if she was the one who engaged Liam. Really? I asked, pretending like I didn't know anything about Liam being a CEO. I was surprised to find out that he was Ryan's boss, whom Ryan talked briefly about a few times. But I certainly didn't react this way. Are you kidding me? Did you engage a stranger that you know nothing about? Brooke asked, still stunned. Trust me, maybe. I would have slid the ring into his finger if he had been the security or something with how badly Ryan made me feel and my quest to hurt him in return. I told Brooke, Listen, Emma, you have just won a jackpot. Brooke sang. Brooke, none of this is real, I had to remind her. And didn't you say that he is suspicious for accepting the ring? I asked Brooke, who seemed to have forgotten about the reservation she had towards Liam. I take all my words back. Brooke squealed in delight. I laughed and shook my head. I hadn't even given her the main news yet. But how did you know this about him? I asked Brooke. Have you forgotten that I am into business news? Brooke asked me. She was right. Brooke works with a TV show which specializes in interviewing high-class businessmen and also talking about the achievements of the wealthiest and most successful men in the entire country. I often deliberately forgot exactly what she was into because I had always thought that it was boring, and I didn't want to be associated with it. Also, I don't watch any of the shows, so there really wasn't any point of it. Brooke was really understanding, so much so that she never complained or sulked about being interested in what she did for a living. She knew that our friendship was worth more than that. Yeah, right, I responded. You know what? I am booking a flight to Maldives right now. Brooke shouted. Brooke, are you not tied down with work? I asked her. Not for this, Emma. I am not missing this for anything in the world. She continued to squeal in delight. All right, but I started saying, but Brooke was too excited to even let me finish. Expect me right there in a couple of hours, Brooke said and ended the call. Did she just end the call? I asked myself, smiling. Sometimes it was hard to tell who the crazy one was between Brooke and I, while I was quick to make random and spontaneous decisions. Brooke was known for making hasty moves. She could literally just wake up and decide that she wants to spend her day on a beach somewhere in another city, and fortunately for her, her job allowed her that freedom. I didn't even get to tell her what I called to tell her, I added, shrugging. Anyway, since she would be here in no time, I would have to wait to share the news with her in person, which would even be better. Rarely was I done with that thought when I heard a knock on the door. I instantly thought it was room service, even though I didn't ring for anything. So I went to the door and yanked it open, ready to tell the person that I didn't call for their services. But I froze in astonishment when I saw that it wasn't the room service. It was Mr. Stone, Liam's father, the one I met not too long ago. I blinked back several times to be sure that I was dreaming. May I come in? He asked when I just continued to stand there, staring like a zombie. Yes, sir, I stuttered, but I stepped aside as he walked into the room. His authority and power filled the room instantly, and I became uncomfortable. It was like I was now in a strange room. It didn't even feel like my hotel room anymore, because Mr. Stone occupied every part of it. He looked around, and I subconsciously became worried as to what he thought about it. Do you want anything to drink, Mr. Stone? I cleared my throat and asked. It wouldn't be nice if he would have to remind me of this one also. I could call room service to get you something, I added. I am sure they don't have what I like, he stated firmly and condescendingly. I swallowed. This had to be the most intimidating human encounter I had ever had, which was weird, because I wasn't feeling this intimidated when I first met him. Or maybe it was because there were other people there, like Liam. Then he turned and flashed a rigid smile at me and said, You can call me Peters. My mouth almost fell open in shock. You don't have to be so formal with me anymore. Emma, we are going to be family now, aren't we? He asked. I cleared my throat again, because somehow his presence kept clogging words in my throat. Yes, sir, Mr. Peters, I stuttered. Gosh, this was so embarrassing and I wanted it to be over quickly. Also, I couldn't even bring myself to tell him that whatever was going on between Liam and I was nothing but a sham. Now that we are speaking of family, and you and Liam are now married, I have brought you an offer, he said, his voice authoritatively deep. Wait, married? I only signed a contract which was an agreement that I would team up with him in the sham called marriage. We weren't married yet, but he didn't even let me say a word before he continued. There is a lot on the line for us, the Stones, he said. So what I want for you to do is get pregnant for Liam, and I will pay you $20,000 for a Stone grandbaby. He negotiated firmly. My mouth dropped open in utter bewilderment. The story continues in episode 7. Let's not pretend you're not hooked. Go on, subscribe, hit the bell, and meet me in the next episode.